My fiancé's family lived in a penthouse of an impressive condominium. We were greeted by his mom, who raised him alone. She's a savvy businesswoman who looked young for her age. As I stood there, nervous in front of such an amazing woman, he said with a smile, "She may be plain, but she's a great housekeeper." While looking at me. "Thanks for highlighting my domestic skills." The conversation got lively, and his mom said, "I'd love to see your family home." "Of course, I'd be delighted. We'll give you the best hospitality. Let's stay in the countryside and relax. It'll be a fun little trip, right?" My name is Emily, and I'm 28 years old. After graduating high school, I moved to New York for college and then got a job at a design company. I still couldn't get used to the packed subway, but I enjoyed my work and living alone. My boyfriend's name was Kevin, and we've been together for a year. I love your unpretentious, simple nature and your slight airheadedness. He always compliments me like that. He's also a reliable senior at work. He's serious and strict about his job. He's kind, often protecting me from our scary boss. He's really a great guy. Today, he invited me out for dinner, saying he had something to talk about. What's going on? He usually preferred to come to my apartment for homemade meals, but he made a reservation for dinner. Was he going to propose? Should I get my hopes up? Was it too soon? With my heart racing, we arrived at a fancy-looking restaurant. "Wow, so stylish." I couldn't help but exclaim. Kevin whispered, "It's a full-course meal." "Are you okay with this kind of place, Emily?" "Yeah. I'm not picky," I replied with a smile. Though I was slightly puzzled by Kevin's different demeanor. The staff, with their perfect posture, brought each dish to us one by one. Wine was poured into large glasses, and bite-sized dishes were beautifully arranged on large plates. The mysterious sauces, which I could never make myself, had an indescribable deliciousness. I felt like Kevin had been staring at me since earlier. What's wrong? Nothing. Could he be waiting for the right moment to propose? I might burst with anticipation before the course ends. When the dessert arrived, Kevin said with a smile, "You passed." "Huh? What did I pass? And was there a chance of failing?" "I was evaluating you." "What do you mean?" "You can cook reasonably well, you're tidy, and your table manners are good. You're modest and unassuming, which is ideal for a wife." He pulled out a small box and showed me its contents, surprising me. "Will you marry me?" I knew it. As my eyes sparkled, Kevin slipped the ring on my finger. "I want to introduce you to my mom. Can you come over to my place? Will you meet her?" There was no reason to refuse. I nodded, gazing at the sparkling ring with delight. Kevin told me about his family. He only had his mom. His parents divorced when he was in elementary school. His mom raised him on her own. After the divorce, she started a diet food company by herself, and now it's one of the top mail-order businesses. She's now the CEO, with 10 employees. Apparently, Kevin's mom had some secret business strategies only she knew. I wondered what kind of person she was. I was looking forward to meeting her. The day came quickly. It's my first time making an official introduction, so I was very nervous. I must not make any mistakes. I picked out an elegant dress. I was nervous about showing my clumsiness, as Kevin acknowledges. "Are you nervous?" Kevin asked as we walked side by side. "Not at all." I lied because I didn't want to make him worry. "Are you sure?" "Why?" "Your face is tense, and your walk is awkward. Just smile like you always do." Seeing Kevin smile made me smile too. I felt a weight lift off my shoulders. I realized I had been really tense. "Sorry, I'm actually really nervous. It's been a while since I wore heels too." "There's nothing to apologize for. I'm clumsy. I'm worried I'll mess up." "Don't worry. As you're my fiancé, my mom will love you." Hearing him call me his fiancé made me blush and feel nervous again. But looking into Kevin's gentle eyes calmed me down. This person really was special to me. I took a deep breath to steady myself. I decided to trust Kevin, who said he loved me just the way I was. Kevin's family lived in a penthouse of an impressive condominium. A spacious entrance with large windows offering a great view. The room, unified in white, had a chandelier. It looked like a model home. His mom, who greeted us, was the epitome of an elegant, beautiful woman. She had the aura of a female CEO. Her stylish raised bangs seemed to symbolize her dignity. When she moved, she carried a light with her like a movie star. It was overwhelming. Her dedication to beauty was meticulous. I was shown to a chair and sat down. She looked me up and down, making me nervous again. "Where are your parents?" "In the Northeast." "I thought so, you have a country face." "Wow. Can you really tell?" "Kind of." "You're quite plain." Kevin's mom stared intently at my face. I wondered if I could hide my country look with makeup like hers, as I stared back. Her false eyelashes fluttered. "Is this the kind of girl Kevin likes?" "Heh, she's plain, but she can be a good housekeeper." Kevin said this, highlighting my skills in household chores. "Yes, she better be at least a good housekeeper." Kevin's mom played along. Nowadays, women are expected to manage both work and house chores. If you think you can rely on your husband, you're mistaken. Look at me. I raised a child and succeeded as a CEO by myself. I nodded, listening to her. I have a lot of respect for women who have their own convictions. I believe a couple should support each other. Everyone has their own beliefs, which is fine. Do you have any special skills? I'm good at cooking, I learned from my family. I see. I focus on balanced nutrition, and I always make sure to use all ingredients efficiently. Oh. I see. Just as I imagined. Really? That makes me happy. You look like you're from a poor family. Poor family. Was this a compliment? Kevin, sitting next to me, wore his usual smile. Hey, just now. What's up? Never mind, it's nothing. Maybe I misheard. There's no way she'd call me poor on our first meeting. I hate putting up with things. Excuse me? I hated it so much, I worked hard to become rich. I see. Kevin's mom now held a large wine glass. She drank the bright ruby liquid effortlessly. Was she drunk? To me, wine is like water. Is that so? A CEO's prerogative. Is that so? It'll take you 30 years to talk about wine on my level. Oh, is that so? Yes. For someone to mature like fine wine, it takes a lot of money, right? Oh. I see. What do you think? I had no idea what she was talking about. I thought that I should just avoid the wine topic for now. I was taught by my parents to use money wisely. That's nice. You should keep using it carefully. When the time is right, quit your current job and help out at my company. I'll think about it. Just to be clear, help out means don't expect to get paid. I see, that's what she meant. If it's just helping out, I wouldn't need to quit my job, so it should be fine. Got it. Good answer. When the time comes, I'll teach you the secrets of my business that only I know. Really? Thank you so much. You're so naive and amusing. You must have grown up in a very laid-back countryside. I'd love to see your family home. Sure. Ha. Please come visit my family home. If Kevin's mom wishes to see it, I'd be happy to oblige. I invited them both to my country home. Since we're going to be family, my parents will surely welcome them warmly. But surprisingly, she refused. Why not? I didn't mean it like that. She said she wanted to see it, so there's no need to hesitate. I persisted. Please come. No, I don't like the countryside. It's inconvenient. But you said you wanted to see it. Yes, but we'll give you the best hospitality. Fresh vegetables and fruits are delicious and great for beauty. But we have plenty of truffles, you can eat as much as you'd like. All you can eat truffles. Hearing that, Kevin's mom happily agreed. When I called my parents, they were, of course, very welcoming. Bringing your fiancé? That's exciting. My mom was surprised but very pleased. What? His mom is a CEO? We need to be on our best behavior. My dad was flustered. I'm looking forward to it too, thank you. I asked my parents to prepare a warm welcome for my future husband and especially his mom. The day before our departure. Hey, what's your family home like? Kevin asked. Well, it's just a normal house. I'm not really fond of the countryside. I was shocked. That's something that can't be changed. Traveling is inconvenient, and shopping must be a hassle. Well, I definitely wouldn't want to live there. I couldn't respond. Was Kevin always this blunt? Kevin's casual dismissal of my hometown hurt me a bit. I decided to bring up something that had been bothering me for the past few days. Hey, you've been acting strange lately. What do you mean? Since we visited your house, you've been colder and stricter, making more concerning comments. Kevin sighed dramatically. I'm disappointed in you, Emily. I was just expressing my opinion. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way. If you're going to be my wife, you should understand me better, right? You're right. Typical of someone from the countryside. What should I do? I've upset him. I must have said it wrong. Wait a minute. Being from the countryside has nothing to do with understanding my future husband, does it? Even though I felt uneasy, we were leaving tomorrow. Maybe he's just as nervous as I was. That must be it. It'll be fine. Don't worry. Everything's ready. And my parents were really kind, they make him feel so at home, that he wouldn't want to leave. Let's change his negative impression of the countryside. On the day of departure, we boarded the train, in first class of course, heading to my family home. I was fooled by the truffles. I shouldn't have agreed to this. Kevin's mom kept muttering to herself. She must be tired from work, poor thing. Once she saw the clear air and open sky of the countryside, she'd feel refreshed. The countryside is different from the city, but it's nice, I said. Ha! I think you'll like it, Mrs. Johnson. What? You probably only have a Walmart, right? That's true. And it's a 30-minute drive away. The countryside is nothing like the city. Would you like a tour? The house and garden are spacious, it's fun. Ha! Country houses are just big, that's all. Then Kevin stepped in to help. Come on, Mom, give it a chance and take a look. Well, fine, but she'll have to work hard as a wife. Of course. If Kevin says so, I guess I have no choice. Thanks to Kevin, her mood improved. They are such a close-knit family, I was envious. On the way, they kept making jokes, trying to make me laugh. Kevin suddenly said to me, Emily, because you're so laid back, I always have a hard time. Then Mrs. Johnson added, maybe it's the time difference between the countryside and the city, making a funny comment. Haha. There's no time difference, that's funny. I know that. Sheesh. Kevin's mom really knows how to go with the flow. Later, Kevin joked, Mom, your luggage looks heavy. Mine is too. His mom responded, yes, it'd be nice to have a wife who can carry her husband's and mother-in-law's heavy luggage, wouldn't it? Yes, where can we find someone like that? It's a real dilemma. Where can you find a wife who can carry lots of luggage? We spent the journey having fun with such banter. Maybe the trip wore them out, but they both seemed a bit grumpy. I thought it would be best to get them to my family home quickly to relax. When the train arrived at the station, my family's car was already there to pick us up. Kevin looked curiously at the driver who opened the door and greeted us with, Welcome home. Is that your dad? No, he's our driver. Kevin looked surprised. A driver? Kevin's mom interjected. They probably need a driver because you can't get around without a car in the countryside. It's not unusual. Her parents must have given up their licenses. Yeah, that makes sense. Actually, my parents still drive, but there's no need to correct her. Soon, familiar scenery started to appear. "We're here," I said. "Where?" "We're not there yet, right?" They looked around, confused. We had already passed the gate, though it looked like just another tree-lined road. "We're already on the property?" Kevin asked. "Yes, we have a bit more to drive. It's quite far to the front door. It feels like a forest." "Yes, even with daily maintenance by gardeners, it's hard to keep up. It's the countryside, so that's not unusual, right?" Kevin's mom's voice was shaking. "Maybe she's feeling carsick?" When we stopped at the entrance, she looked at the building with her mouth open. "She must be feeling unwell," I was worried. "Are you okay, Mrs. Johnson?" "No, just. Is this your family home?" "Yes, we recently rebuilt it, so it's new." Kevin, looking equally stunned, muttered, "It's huge. It's about 10,000 square feet, but since it's a single-story house, it's not that big. It's like a maze, so it's fun." It's just big." At the entrance, a woman took my luggage while saying, "Welcome home." "Who is that?" Kevin asked. "She's Michelle, our helper." "A helper?" Both Kevin and his mom stared at Michelle in disbelief. "She taught me cooking, sewing, styling, flower arranging, and even the violin. So, it's no wonder you have such good table manners." It's not unusual in the countryside, right?" "Mom, do country homes usually have helpers?" Kevin asked. "Quiet. Don't embarrass me. Stand up straight if you're my son." Yes. Just a country bumpkin, that's all." "Well, I know you're tired, but let's start the promised house tour." I had nothing to hide, so I wanted them to see everything. First, my dad's prized collection of hanging scrolls. They're valued at $50,000. Then the theater room, sauna, and private gym. "Oh. Is this a study?" "It's locked. Another new addition, it seems. Every time I come home, there's a new room." "Hey, Emily, you said your house was normal, but it's huge. Are you rich?" Kevin asked as we walked down the long hallway. "Let me ask you, isn't your house normal?" "My house is wealthier than normal, right? My mom is a CEO." "What does normal even mean?" I wondered as we continued down the hallway. I showed them to the guest room, designed like a resort hotel. "You'll be staying here tonight." "Staying?" "No, we're going back, right, Mom?" "Wait. I've prepared the finest shampoos and bath salts for you both." "Sorry, but Mom wants to go back to the city as soon as possible." "Isn't that right, Mom?" This isn't so bad." It seemed Kevin's mom was pleased. "Since they're here, I wanted them to relax and unwind. I'll ask Michelle, our helper, to give her special foot massage." After that, I led them to the living room where my parents were waiting. After the formal greetings, Kevin's mom said, "I got a little something for you," and handed over a long, slender box. I was happy she had brought a gift. Inside was an expensive-looking wine. "Wow. Thank you so much." "This is wonderful," my mom said happily. Kevin's mom replied, "I couldn't come empty-handed. It's a rare wine, too precious for those who don't appreciate it." My mom responded with joy. "I love wine. I even import it personally." "Import?" "Yes, I import wine from overseas wineries and sell it to French restaurants and hotels." "Oh, really?" My mom started talking excitedly about wine. The newly added room turned out to be a wine cellar. "All wine?" "Yes, for both inventory and collection." "Oh, I see." Kevin's mom seemed impressed, her voice trembling with interest. "How would you like to join me for a wine tasting event in the city sometime?" My mom said with bright eyes. "Mrs. Johnson, it's great. The two of you are going to have a lot to talk about." "Haha, yes, if our schedules align, I'd love to." With my mom being well-versed in wine, she'd be an excellent conversation partner. I hoped they would enjoy discussing it together. Then my dad said, "For dinner, Michelle has prepared pasta with plenty of truffles and red wine." "Truffles, wine, wow. Mom, if you drink, it'll be too late to go back. You said you absolutely didn't want to stay overnight in the countryside. Be quiet. We'll decide after we eat. Noticing their whispered conversation, my dad spoke up. If you're concerned about the time, I can fly you back in my helicopter. It's faster than the train. I built a helipad nearby. Helicopter. What? A helicopter. It's my hobby. Oh no, Kevin's mom seemed to be getting dizzy. Supporting her, Kevin said. This is definitely not a normal house. Suddenly, Kevin's mom widened her eyes and exclaimed, I've decided. She grabbed my dad's hand and excitedly said. Let's talk business. What? I'm unsure if my company will be accepted in the countryside, but with your resources, I'm not worried. Having Kevin and Emily together ensures stability. It's a good deal, right? She suddenly seemed full of energy. My parents were stunned. If you grow the company to fit in the countryside, I might even hand it over to you. Well, is there a problem? Oh. You're worried about spending your old age in the countryside, right? What? If you want to live in the city without any inconveniences, I'll support your move. I can even let Emily go help you occasionally. Kevin's mom rambled on in business mode. Kevin stood beside her with a salesman's smile. By the way, what kind of business do you have? My mom asked Kevin's mom. Seizing the opportunity, she started explaining about her diet food business. Then my mom said, I also sell beauty products. Diet products have really evolved. Kevin's mom's eyes widened. Didn't you say you worked with wine? The wine business is recent. Wow, you're active in many fields. That's amazing. Oh, not really. I look forward to your work. Kevin's mom tried to take my mom's hand, but my dad gently stopped her. We can discuss this another time. Let's forget about work for now. We decided to let them relax in their room until dinner was ready. I wouldn't mind staying here again. I heard Kevin's mom mutter. If her negative feelings towards the countryside had lessened, that would be wonderful. As the table was being set, Michelle called for me. Please come with me. She led me to the guest room. I thought she was coming to call them for dinner, but she told me to wait outside the door. Excuse me, Michelle said as she entered alone. Oh, you're the helper? Are you here for the foot massage? Yes, I am. Please go ahead. What am I supposed to do here? I could hear their conversation from outside the room. Michelle was the one who started speaking. I have something to say. I would like you to call off this wedding. What? Hey, who do you think you are? You're just a helper. Kevin interjected with a half smile. Be quiet. What? Mind your manners. What? What was she saying? I was so shocked I couldn't speak. You seem to know the secrets of a great business. What are you getting at? Also, both of you have impure friendships, with many close members of the opposite sex. Hey. What the hell? Did you hire a detective? That's private. Kevin yelled. Don't try to deny it. Premarital background checks are common. What does this mean? Is it true? Even though I was anxious, I couldn't stop listening to the conversation through the door. What do you want? Excuse me? Fine. Quit working as a helper in this countryside and come work for me. Ouch. You have liver problems. Michelle said, continuing the foot massage. I refuse. Why? I have high expectations for someone who has seen the business here. You understand what I mean, right? I'll pay you well. Your company is finished. What? The secret of your business, those knockoff products must be selling well. How do you know about that? Ouch. Stop pressing. If you keep running a scam business, it will eventually destroy you. Knockoffs and scams? That's a smart way to earn. What's wrong with that? Smart? More like dishonest. Ouch. That's a pressure point for liars. What? I held my breath. The blood drained from my face. Not just because of the conversation, but also because I knew how incredibly painful her foot massages could be. Ouch. Please stop. Kevin's mom screamed, and I couldn't stand it anymore. I burst into the room. Michelle. Kevin, surprised to see me, quickly ran to me. Listen. This woman is trying to set my mom up. If this continues, my marriage with you will be ruined. Kevin pleaded with tears in his eyes. Sooner or later, the company will be mine. Even if you're slow, Emily, you must understand. Protecting my mom means protecting our future. Your parents, too, will rely on us when they come to the city. You should mediate properly, Kevin said rapidly. Even though I was taken aback, I had to clarify something. My parents handed over their business in the city to my brother and moved to the countryside to relax. What? So, they don't have any longing for city life. Weren't they supposed to be local dignitaries? Why do you have such a bias and prejudice against the countryside? I don't understand you anymore. Is it true that you have other close women? Do you really love me? Kevin raised his voice in anger at my questions. Shut up. I never thought you'd be this kind of woman. I asked if he loved me, but instead of an answer, he responded with harsh words. I was stunned. Too shocked to speak. Stop it. Michelle said. You stay out of this. Kevin snapped, his demeanor changing. Who do you think you are? Michelle stood her ground. What? I'm the guest here, aren't I? No, you're not. Facing the intimidating Kevin, she responded with a resolute attitude. You're a con artist who looks down on people and deceives them. Did you hear that? She called us con artists. That's awful, isn't it, Emily? Kevin turned to me. Yes, it's terrible. His mom echoed. Hearing this, I said, yes, it is, completely unacceptable. See? You should fire this helper. No, this marriage is unacceptable. What? What did you say? Didn't you hear me? I won't marry you. What? I'm the one who ordered the background check. I arranged it through Michelle. Emily, you did? Why? Didn't you trust me? Kevin asked, his voice trembling. I've been unsure since you invited me to dinner. I kept wondering if you were really the right person. Since then? Yes. Why? You said I passed. I laughed at his desperation. You failed a long time ago. What? Excuse me? What are you saying? Kevin's mom interjected. How can you be so proud of yourselves? Aren't you ashamed? Kevin's mom was at a loss for words. How dare you? Take it back. How dare you talk to my mom like that? Take it back. Even as he yelled, I was surprised at how calm I felt. I wasn't scared at all. In fact, I found it pathetic how he treated women. First, take back everything you said about me. Every single insult, including calling me a housekeeper and saying I have a poor face. You deceived us. Is this your true nature? Pretending to be nice. No, you're the one pretending. Ever since meeting your mom, you've treated me differently. Did having her support make you bold? Don't get cocky. I looked calmly at Kevin, whose face was red with anger. I'm disappointed in you, arguing about the city and countryside over such trivial things. A plain girl like you won't even last in the company. You mark my words. You don't have the authority for that, so isn't it embarrassing to make such empty threats? Both Kevin and his mom glared at me with heavy breathing. I was truly amazed by their behavior. I'm leaving. Staying in this countryside will just make me dirty. Ugh, I hate it. Kevin's mom grabbed her luggage and coat, saying childish things. Hearing this, my parents rushed over, concerned. What's going on? It's nothing. If you're leaving, please take this with you, my dad said, handing her a paper bag. Oh. Are they truffles? Did you pack them for me? No, it's the wine you brought. What? My mom said apologetically. The wine was poorly stored and in terrible condition. We don't want it in our home, so please take it back. What? You're asking me to take back a gift? How could you bring such worthless wine? What? Your value is the same as that wine. My mom said with a smile, though she was terrible at jokes. Both Kevin and his mom's faces twisted in anger. But I didn't offer any consolation. This final blow left them speechless, and they left angrily. Ignoring our attempts to stop them, they fled. But it would take 3 hours to walk to the station, and the next bus wouldn't come for 2 hours. I thought about calling them a taxi, but they were no longer my concern. My parents were puzzled as to why they left so suddenly. I promised to explain everything later and suggested we enjoy the truffles for now. Of course, I returned the engagement ring, and the engagement was called off. My parents didn't ask for details, but I'm sure they understood everything. I felt sorry for Michelle, who had prepared so much. Bring the next candidate here sooner. I'll help you assess him. Michelle's reassuring words made me feel confident, so I decided to take her up on that offer without hesitation. By the way, my parents always told me, no matter how much you love someone, always do a background check for your future and to avoid getting hurt. I didn't understand back then, but now I'm grateful. If I had married him, my life would have been full of regret. Although they now live a peaceful life, my parents had faced tough times running a business in the city. They must have seen through Kevin's mom's shallowness. Doing business honestly is important. A while later, Kevin contacted me to apologize. I have no one but you, Emily. My mom is a straightforward person. He pleaded desperately, but it didn't make any sense. What did I ever see in this person? Did your mom tell you to say that? What? No. Did she say to keep me around because I'm rich and useful? How did you know? His shallow plans were so transparent. I never thought he was such a jerk. I realized how poor my judgment was. A man full of himself, biased, and completely controlled by his mom. Together with his mom, they were doubly troublesome. He's the worst marriage partner. Unless if he changed, any woman he date would find him unacceptable during the introduction phase. I wish you all the best. Don't contact me again. I said this and blocked his number. When I explained the situation to my company, they transferred me to a different department I had been hoping for. So I don't have to see him anymore. That's right, since that, someone who was so picky about appearances won't be in my next department. I decided to dress more stylishly instead of plainly. I actually love bright clothes and makeup. By the way, Kevin's reputation at work has plummeted. I didn't tell anyone about what happened at my parents' house. Kevin self-destructed. She looked so poor, but her family was rich. I thought I found a great housekeeper. No wonder his reputation fell if he talked like that. He wouldn't find a marriage partner in this company. Even if he took over his mom's failing company now, it wouldn't help. While city apartments are nice, everyone has their own sense of comfort and value, so complaining or criticizing others is wrong. What is a normal? Imposing your idea of normal is not right. I love my one-room apartment. It's my own little castle. No one can decide what's superior or inferior. Everyone is different, and that's good. Didn't everyone learn this as a child? What's right for others is right for them, and what's right for us is right for us.